So updating you on the big story in the NFL, the domino that everybody is expecting to fall, which should impact other moves around the league at the quarterback position. The Rams and Matthew Stafford, according to Diana Rossini, are set to meet later on today. The Raiders and Giants are believed to have offered Matthew Stafford $90 to $100 million guaranteed on 2-year deals. So that is that's where things stand.
What's the Jets cap situation? Why wouldn't they try to get in on this Stafford deal? Are they looking at or is it Cousins? Like who are they looking at?
I don't think he would get in on them.
Oh,
they've got the 21st most cap space. They have like $15.4 million in cap space,
but that's not bad. $15 million in cap space isn't bad. With the talent they have, it's not like they got to add too many.
We'll put it this way: it's $26 million below the average team. Let's just put it that way, or top half of the league.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's not good.
Okay, well then, okay.
I just hope he gets paid, man. He really needs the money. So
I don't understand why you so locked in on that, bro.
What do you mean?
He's going to get paid, and clearly he's created a market. That's the brilliance of it all. Like he created a bidding situation. I mean, just like Deshaun Watson, right? Like he was able to create a bidding war between Cleveland for Cleveland to go to Cleveland. That bidding war was very real. It became a real thing. Some way, somehow, Atlanta got sprinkled into it. All right, I'm being sarcastic.
Damn.
I thought Q was going to jump in and be like, wait. Hold. There was no bidding war for Deshaun Watson. But there is for Sam or Matthew Stafford.
Well, there was initially, right? Because they thought he was going to Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
And then Cleveland swooped in with the 5-year fully guaranteed deal, which has gone down as for players, the greatest deal in NFL history.
For owners.
For teams, has gone down as the worst in NFL history. So, yeah. Which we never did get to the Myles Garrett situation, because that does play a factor into what's happening with Myles Garrett. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, yes. 100%. So Myles Garrett, according to Mary Kay Cavett of Cleveland.com, he is not open to an extension with the Browns, and his camp is, quote, slammed the door on negotiations. So he's got 2 years left on the deal, but he's got no guaranteed money left, and it's not about the money. He wants out. He does not want to be in Cleveland.
It's somewhat about the money. No guarantees. 0 guarantees in his contract.
But he's not even open to discussing it.
Yeah. I have no guarantees. I don't want to be here. Y'all did what y'all did. Unless you're giving me a contract that's comparable to Deshaun Watson, I'm out of here. I've been your best player. I've been your franchise guy. Y'all wasting my career. Pay me.
He's one of the better players in the history of the organization.
I mean, where would you rank him? Just off the top of your head, where would you rank Myles Garrett?
Ooh, I got Josh Cribbs 1.
Yeah, right.
I got Bill Dawson 2.
First off, if you're not going to include my man Eric Metcalf, and obviously Jim Brown's at the top of the list.
So Jim Thomas is 1.
Joe Thomas would be there.
Joe Thomas is up there too. Joe Thomas might be 2.
Bernie?
Yeah. Who's your top? Who's your top 5? Q. Who's your top 5? Who's your top
5 Browns of all time?
Because I love Metcalf. I mean, that was my teammate, but I'm not going to put him top 5.
He was one of my favorites growing up, though.
I think he's everybody's favorite.
I loved Kevin Mack. Kevin Mack was one of my favorites
because he looked like the Mack truck. He looked like
Webster
a Brown.
Slaughter.
Webster Slaughter's a great name.
I had all my favorites when I was young.
Those are great names. But top 5.
Well, again, like this, you're asking a random question.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you guys, I love. Like Jim Brown will be always
the number 1.
Yeah, and it's not just from what he did as a player. Like, I don't think people understand the mentoring that he did when he was there. You know, Jim Brown and I would have a lot of conversations, in particular in my rookie year, and he'd just observe, and he'd talk about what he sees and what the team needs or organization needs. He was so wise. Like, that was one of the things I appreciated about him the most, was he was just trying to provide, young people perspective. And I appreciated that probably more than he ever knew. But and Joe Thomas, the guy I got drafted with, the way he played his career, that'd be number 2 for me. But there's definitely a lot of guys like I'd throw into that conversation.
People say
I love playing
Otto
with
Graham.
Braylon.
They say they could put Otto Graham
Otto Graham
ahead
would be up
of Jim Brown at number 1.
Ozzie
Yeah, I
Newsome.
mean, I can't do that, but Otto Graham would be up there again, historic. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to get off on a tangent.
Yeah.
The reality is the Myles
up there,
Garrett
though.
situation is he's up there, and it is where it is because of the domino effects of the contract with Deshaun Watson, and it's why it was. It's a case study of why it will probably never happen again, where you see a player get more than 3 years in guarantees in their contract. Like this was the follow-up to Kirk Cousins, who got a 3-year fully guaranteed deal when he first went to Minnesota. And my initial thought was, okay, how many guys are going to follow suit? How many agents are going to follow suit? Because what you sacrifice as an agent and be able to have that deal fully guaranteed is the top end dollar value, probably not equating to the average annual value, the AAV, that you can send to Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, or Jordan Schultz, or whoever to go tweet out, right? And to make you look good and make the player feel good, like they're being paid the most at that position, blah, blah, blah. When none of that crap matters. Like all that matters is what's guaranteed, fully guaranteed when you sign the contract. That's all that matters. That's all you can bank on. And when Cousins did that, it really set like a standard where I thought more players would follow suit. Yes, probably taking shorter deals, and maybe the contract wouldn't look like they're being paid as much. But the reality is they'd have way more job security because they know for that year or two, like they're going to be there. And if they're not, they're fine. If that team cuts them, they have to suffer the cap consequences and they're still getting paid that money. But no one really did until this deal for Deshaun Watson, which again, then became like, okay, maybe not in other positions, but maybe for quarterbacks or your very rare guys like Myles Garrett, who are going to be playing at a high level for the next 3, 4, 5 years and are at a position of value like that. Could they get like a 4-year fully guaranteed deal? And I would have said back then, if things went well with Deshaun Watson, probably. Like that might have been the case of saying, okay, this is going to happen more and more. Now, if you're a conspiracy theorist and you believe that these owners collude, this would be an instance where you say, well, that, it kind of backfired on Jimmy Haslam because the contract and how it's worked out. But let's just say it led to a Super Bowl. There would probably be then other cases where players would ask for it or agents would ask for it. And other teams might say, yeah, I'm willing to do that. Look how it worked out for Cleveland. But because it's been such a dumpster fire, like you don't even have to worry about there being collusion or other people even asking for it. Because everyone now looks at Cleveland and goes, no, look what happened to the Browns. We're not going to give your guy a 5-year fully guaranteed deal. They've got one of their best players, maybe one of the best ever in its franchise, won't even talk about an extension because of what they've done to that team and how it's looked. And now he wants to move on. So there's no doubt what's happened with the Deshaun Watson situation in Cleveland has created a domino effect on the rest of that team and what it means moving forward.
Nick Chubb probably gone. Stefanski, this might be his final
Probably
year.
gone.
It's wild, man. And only one guy benefited from it. It was Deshaun. Everybody else just caught shrapnel. Jimmy Haslam and Deshaun Watson are the only two guys that are going to survive this thing because Deshaun's still going to get paid and Haslam will have made money. Anybody else that was in the vicinity, including the fans, just got to wear it. Your organization made the worst move potentially in the history of sports. Like I don't know that there's been a worse move that's been laid out or played out the way it has been. So it appears Myles Garrett's going to be looking elsewhere. I mean, I do wonder. I know we were throwing around what the compensation would be like if you wanted to acquire Myles Garrett. I've seen the Lions, the Eagles have been mentioned as a potential team that would try and.
That'd be ignorant.
I mean, at this
That'd
point,
be downright like illegal. Myles Garrett in Philly, illegal. Jeez, they're already good enough. They're already where they need to be. What are you doing? What are you doing? I will say I heard he said he wanted to play in Dallas. Now you want to make you want to make an all-in move, and you're Dallas. What, Lee on Bourbon Street? You bring in Myles Garrett to Dallas. That you open the conversation back up immediately. The conversations, we're open for business immediately upon the arrival of Myles Garrett in Texas.
What do you think? You think it's 2 firsts they're going to demand, the Cleveland Browns, for Myles Garrett? I can't imagine.
It should be.
Would you give up 2 firsts?
Yeah. Yeah. To have a guaranteed, like what I believe to be Hall of Famer and guy who's still, I think, is in the prime of his career for the next 4 or 5 years, for sure. Yeah. Like I would, this is not knowing any of his medical history, if there's any concerns there, but I would say safely 2 first-round picks, especially considering where those first-round picks are. If you're talking about a team that's got late first-round picks, of course, because they're not going to be able to, let's say they save those first-round picks. They're most likely not going to be able to find a guy that's going to have the impact that Myles Garrett has had. So if that's the case, then yeah, I would be willing to trade those in a heartbeat if you're a team that's in the Super Bowl hunt, which is what that would mean if you're drafting late in the first round, and you've got 2 years of it. It's like, well, what does it matter?
Didn't they say he got bad feet now? They say his feet hurt. He got bunions or something.
I've got bad feet too, so I can't really speak to that.
No, you got surgery. You good?
He good.
He got surgery on the other foot.
He got surgery. He good.
Yeah.
You're not reading a quote, bro. You could come up out of that. Don't be a method actor, bro. Don't be a method sports radio host, bro.
Yeah, now you sound like Daniel Day-Lewis, bro.
What are you doing, bro? He got the surgery. He good.
Hey, why you
sweat me, Holmes?
You sound like Travis Kelce again. What are you doing, Jonas?
Why you sweating me, Var?
You announced you're coming back, or what's going on?
Hey, he's 27. He's not that. He's for a pass rusher. I was playing with Bruce Smith, man. Bruce. Nobody really knows Bruce's real age, by the way. When he came to us, we got there the same year. Yeah, Myles Garrett is 27, isn't he?
Is he? I thought he was like 30.
No, he's 29. 29.
Oh.
He's 29. 29. My bad. But Bruce, and he was still killing it. Him and Marco Coleman were killing it in Washington, and they were at like I said, Bruce had to have been about 55. Nobody really knows the real age, but he had to have been at least about 55 by the time he came. I love you, bro. I hope somebody tell you this too, by the way. I hope somebody see you as I was listening to LaVar. He said you was like 55 when you came to the formerly known as the Skins back then, now the Commanders. Anyway, but he was still very effective. I think if you're the type of player that and there's only a few that come like that. Charles Haley was like that. You only get a few guys where once they're beyond their prime, you're still going to get some really, really fine results because of their body types, the way they're built. Like Myles Garrett is built to be a pass rusher. Like athletically speaking, physically speaking, he's built to be an edge rusher. Like he'll be able to do that until he retires. He's just one of those guys, just a rare talent, and it's just built to be able to do it. So if at 29 you could probably get another real 5-6 years out of him at a high level where even if, like, look at Von Miller. He's one of those guys. He doesn't have what he used to have in terms of, the speed and all that stuff. But
more injuries than Myles Garrett has.
But he's still super effective when he's on the field. He's still super effective, and I don't think that'll ever change because of the ability the skill that Myles Garrett brings, his understanding of how to leverage his body against the people that are blocking against him. That understanding and that prowess that he brings to the table, I think that he could probably get a good 5 years out of and be like a very, very high-end, productive, up for Defensive Player of the Year award type of player for like next 3-5 years.
Yeah. Well.
And you're right. If it's late first round, like I wouldn't give up early first rounds, but if you have later round picks, if you're getting Myles Garrett versus like pick this year or pick next year, and the pick in the next year after that, like 3 years of, all right, 2 first-rounders, a 4th round or a 3rd round in this one, like, I would probably do it too, depending on my team.
How do you find what you find on Instagram? I don't
His
get it.
algorithms, dude. He's got an algorithm like no one you've ever seen before.
LaVar just sent a clip of a guy trying to hop over a fountain, and the guy does the splits and headbutts the fountain. Like literally
Forget this.
breaks his balls and his head at the same time.
That's the worst part of it.
Like,
Oh my!
Yeah.
how
Just
did you
watch that.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
How does he get up?
I don't know, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
I mean, that is not Lee. No offense, Lee. I think you're pretty athletic. Actually, Lee, you're more of an athlete than you appear.
Damn.
Well, I'm just saying, we
He
watched
almost
it at
put
the
that
Super Bowl.
He put that dude in the blender at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like he had like the start-stop ability and kind of the stutter to him, and then he had like an extra gear. I did not think he had it in him.
That's why I think he's Walt. That was Walt. We didn't think that. See,
Right
you
away
thought
from
that
the
was
cops.
Lee. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever saw a crackhead run? I chased a crackhead one time, bro.
Jesus.
I'm not saying you're a crackhead. I'm just saying you got that homeless deal, though. You got the
been
homeless
crack
shit.
in at least 2 months.
Crackhead and homeless, they're kind of synonymous. And I'm telling you, I chased one before, bro. And like I was in college. Because they took our dog, like one of our puppies, I tell you, we was chasing one
Chased
of
a
them.
crackhead.
I could like he
Been
was
there.
gone. It was like
Well,
he
yeah,
hit,
they're like have superpower strength when they're on
bruh,
crack.
it was
right?
like he hit hyperdrive warp speed, bro.
They took
Gone.
They took your dog?
Took a puppy out of our house.
Well, hey, listen. you know,
But they weren't running with the puppy. The people we had went out of town.
cheaper than those microwave burritos.
I was gonna say, what do you think they're trying to eat it?
Dang. I mean, I don't know.
mean-
They've returned him.
You can eat this. Thank you.
We
Reverend.
beat his ass. But what happened is that he was like trying to act like we were going to talk about it. We talking it over, and then he stole my boy in the face and then ran, like stole him. Like
Oh,
I
he
thought
dry gulched him.
Like I thought we was all good. Pop, like popped him
Yeah.
quick, right, and turned to
well,
run.
again. Crackhead speed.
Like so, bro, he was gone. We ran after him. Like I ran over a car to try to get him because he ran around the car. I ran over top of the car and down the car into the woods.
Like
Bruh.
you slid across the hood? Type
No, like the back of the
Like one of
car.
those movie?
He
Oh,
he
okay.
peeled out,
Muhammad
and
Ali.
because there was like 4 of us running after him, I didn't have space to go to either side, and I didn't want to lose no time.
You LaVar leaped over it.
I ran over the car. Like I ran on the car, like boom, 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 boom. Like
That's like kind of dope. That's like something out of a movie.
The hood, the top, the trunk.
Why don't you just do your LaVar leap over it?
Because he was too fast. If I leaped, he would have been. He got away with us running after him.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question on this.
Here you go.
Did he look more like Jonas,
No,
me,
no,
or you?
me.
Okay.
Just much smaller.
But you notice how I gave you the in between.
Yeah, I know where you was at.
Okay. I'm just
I know
making
where you
sure.
was at.
What are you laughing?
Because
for,
if it
Jonas?
was Jonas or you, y'all would have really been impressed. Like y'all would
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
have
whoa.
really, really,
it's
really.
not
been-
Jonas or. It's
Yeah.
not Jonas or.
Yeah, I
There's a
guess that's
gap
true.
there.
There is a gap.
There's a gap.
There is a
Man.
gap. There is a gap.
What gap?
There's a gap.
There, I believe
There's a
if
pi-
it was
there's a pigment gap.
If it was
I'm just saying.
if it was a Jonas pigment type, I think he would have either got just knocked smack out one, or B, he would have really gave a really
Yes.
valiant effort.
That's
got to
be racist.
This could be
ladder.
reckless.
He's not going to
but
try to run off.
Jonas's pigment's more of meth. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Well, I mean, listen.
But you get that meth strength.
no arguing
man.
that.
You get that meth strength. You get knocked down. You get back up. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all get knocked down. Y'all get back up, man. This dude, he sucker punched my boy and rolled, and I mean, he was gone.
I'm like toothpaste with no calves. Nothing going on.
He didn't have no calves either, but he was out of there, man. That to this day, that's still an impressive feat because the dudes he ran away from, one went number 2 overall in the draft. The other 3, they got drafted. One was a cornerback. He got drafted. He played for Green Bay. Like, we was going
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
Bruh, he was up out of there.
Did that dog he tried to take? Did that dog turn
They
into
brought
a
it
drug
back.
addict?
I don't know. He did have
Hey.
like emotional issues
Yeah.
though.
Lee, what did the guys who did the soup kitchen in the back of your car? What did they look like? Were they pretty fast?
I caught up to him pretty quick.
You know
actually.
why he caught up to him, Q? Because one of them was Walt.
Yeah.
Now it's all starting to make more sense. He didn't catch the other one. That's Tyler Durden, but he did catch Walt. And Walt, what a freaking cliffhanger that one is. What a plot twist that is. Walt.
He was about to start running, and then he saw me coming up on him so quick that he gave up before he even started to run away. So
you realized there was
I caught
a mirror
him pretty
there.
quick. And then the other guy, I never chased him down. I did confront one other dude who I thought it might have been, and that guy was pretty scary. I wasn't about to get into it with him right then and there, but
how did you? Like,
Ghetto
what was
Boys
that
made a song
conversation
about
like?
that, man. Mind playing tricks on me.
I was like, "Yo, you seen a backpack?" And he's like, "What if I have? It's mine now." And we got into it in the street.
So
Actually,
hold on.
Danica backed him down pretty good.
So hold on now.
Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Danica
Are you
backed him down.
serious?
So give me the dialect again. Give me what he said.
Said,
Say how he said it.
"So what if I did? It's mine now."
All right. What do
He
you
didn't
think?
call you anything?
What do you think? Is he Jonas? Is he Q? Or is he LaVar? I'm going Q.
I'm gonna go LaVar.
I'm gonna go Jonas.
He was Jonas.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, good
See, he's
call,
going to be
Brady.
he's going to be ready to fight.
I've
So you were right to now you said the name, by the way. You
I
did
did.
say the name,
I
okay?
did.
So you can't judge, because I've heard you say the name before, and that's why I've used the name. So you can't ever judge me when I throw the name out there now. You did use the name. That's one. But then secondly, she backed him down. What exactly did that look like? What do you mean she backed him down good? What does that mean? So she was chasing him with you?
Yeah.
She's got to be one impressive. You know
She-
what? I
she-
might be a fan of her. If
Yeah,
she was
she-
chasing him down with you after what we know about her,
she's used to chasing down Walt.
I mean,
dang.
I mean, she walks around with Scud missiles. She's
She gets a lot
afraid
of.
of.
I mean,
She gets a lot of
but that's
practice
what I'm
chasing
saying.
down Walt.
How do you run around with missile launchers like
yeah,
that?
what's she afraid of? By the way, I am looking. I was just curious about this.
Not very aerodynamic.
If you go,
No.
if you go on the iPhone, you know the different color emojis for like hand gestures and
You can
faces?
change them. You didn't know that?
Yeah, but we represent like 60% of them.
Oh, of course.
Pretty
Well,
sweet.
there's also not one light enough to really represent you, Jones.
I don't know. The last one is close, at least.
I don't know.
Wow, it's interesting.
I would say the one that's right next to the just generic one is more Jonas. The first one. That
I'm
one.
looking now. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, far in between.
I
Like
mean,
the
it-
yellow,
In between
standard
the
one.
standard one
Yeah.
is the yellow
Yeah.
one.
It probably still needs to be a little bit more.
Maybe a
like
tad bit
lighter.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a tad bit, but that's as close as you're going to get.
brighten your
Yeah.
phone.
Which one do you go with, Jonas?
Oh, the lightest one possible.
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like my community covers all of these. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I don't think that yours does. I'm pretty certain
No,
yours
I was
doesn't.
actually going to say I feel like a little misrepresented there.
But I feel like we're dominant here,
Oh, you
not
have
you.
More, you have more emojis?
Yeah, I think we cover all of those.
Well,
We cover all of those.
it's
I think there needs to be one in between the third one and the fourth one.
By the
You
way,
know what I'm saying? Like, because that's more, like that's like Pete Prisco.
by the way,
You got to
Pete
put an
Prisco.
orange one in there. You got to.
Nah, he ain't orange.
No,
He
no,
just-
but you got orange out there though.
yeah, that's true. That's true. They are missing an orange one. There's also, but like Pete would be somewhere in between 3 and 4.
Yeah, you're
You know?
right.
Maybe a little
You're right.
reddish tint to
we
it.
could claim Pete. You know, he's more native.
now starting tomorrow, are there going to be less of LaVar's or
Oh God.
What you mean?
Oh my
What's that mean?
Well, he's
Starting
wondering if you're-
tomorrow, what
it's
do you
gonna
mean?
be celebrating.
Well, it's the 28th.
Jesus Christ.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? Because the month is over?
damn? What are you
Is
getting?
that what you're trying to say? Because the month is over?
Racist.
Dang,
Damn.
you're cold blooded, Jonas. I learn more and more about you every day, bro.
you don't know.
You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, chump.
Oh my God.